Ahead of the release of Deadpool and Wolverine, Hugh Jackman reflects on what he believed was a role of a lifetime that he lost out on, and how, after he was down on his luck and feeling defeated, a new intern at Marvel called Kevin Feige reassured him that things would turn out good. Kevin Feige has a long history with Marvel. Even before he was head of Marvel Studios, he was a low-level intern working for Laura Schuer Donner, yes, that Donner, connected to, you guessed it, Richard Donner, who made Superman, what he was best known for, which is, classic films that essentially birthed modern-day cinema for superheroes. So Kevin Feige got a good start. And when he was a low-level intern, he was on the set of the original X-Men film, Spider-Man, and saw some of the things that were happening with Blade 1 and 2 as he was there kind of just observing. When it came to X-Men 1, he was involved with a lot of the process. Again, he didn't have much of a say, but he was there to observe what they were doing, give them ideas and pointers, and this is when he, of course, pitched a shared universe that everybody laughed at him for. I know, right? Retrospect? Yeah. But one of the things that we recently learned from Hugh Jackman was how, when he was auditioning for the role, he bombed it. He said he didn't do good. And he could tell that the casting director was like, nope, this is not our guy. And he left. He was like, yeah, this is going to be pretty bad. But one man showed up, and only one person, to try to comfort him, being like, look, I think you did good. I think what they're looking for is good. And honestly, don't be so down on yourself. I think you're going to do good. You might hear back, you might not, but you got a future ahead of you. And then he says, this man, Kevin Feige, then was like, I can't just let you go out there alone, man. So he took him to a steak dinner so they could talk a little bit more about business, so they could talk about Marvel, X-Men, and a potential future. And, this is shedding new light on the whole process of how important Kevin Feige was in those early days, and just how he saw something in people. And you constantly hear this when we get updates of like, oh yeah, Kevin Feige was right there on hand when we were casting this, and he just kind of nodded in approval, or he wasn't so into it. But he saw Hugh Jackman as an optimal actor, and was like, I think you would make a good one, but who knows if they're going to pick you. And then they did eventually, after some of the other actors passed up on it, because Wolverine was one of the last actors to actually join the franchise and the first film. So things worked out pretty good. And it's interesting to just see how years later, here's Hugh Jackman back. And again, he owes the return to Kevin Feige.